So welcome everyone to Unleash Your Free Spirit for this month. We are so honored to have as our special guest today, Diane Armitage. And Diane and I have had a deep conversation. She's just moved me so much with the words that we have spoke to each other. And I just want to tell you a couple little things about Diane before I introduce her and everyone welcomes her. And Diane could call herself a coach. She's had the ability to call herself a coach. She's had the years behind her to call herself a coach, but she likes to think of herself as a success mentor. I absolutely love that because it really says so much to help people succeed and to be able to mentor them. And actually, Diane has been mentoring people for over 30 years. She was actually the writer for Bob Proctor. He hired her many, many years ago. And she was not only a client of Bob's, she was a coach of Bob's. We all miss him so much because his words, his wisdom will live on for many, many years. But she has a program called Legendary. And Legendary is all about it's time to do what you came to do. I absolutely love that about Diane, really getting to know your why and the purpose that you were brought here to this earth and to do something with purpose and drive. So without anything else, I want Diane to share a few words of wisdom with us and also to just let us know who she is. So it's all yours, Diane.
Thank you, Judy, and thank you, Jenny. You ladies are so lovely with your introduction. I really, really appreciate it. I just feel like I was prepping something a little different to talk with you guys about today, and it struck me yesterday that I needed to change the topic. And there's just so much chaos going on around us right now that I really felt like it was time to try to help people get a little more centered and get back into their power where they really, really can thrive. So the first thing I want to do is ask you all to take a big, deep breath. Take a big, deep breath. Okay. Today, we're going to take a few minutes to come out from the world. All the situations, the people, the opinions, the lack, whatever you've been seeing out there that would limit you. So with every breath you take, picture yourself pulling your attention away from the external world, the world that may have you feeling doubt, worry, fear, animosity, may have pulled you away from yourself, from your own inner source. So remember, you came to this planet with a purpose. You have a creative presence that is only you. Nobody is a replicate or a duplicate of what you bring to this planet. There's so much to be given through you, so much to be expressed and created by you. And all of that has nothing to do with what's going on in the external world. Remember too, everything is energy, right? The first law of nature is simply energy is. You are a giant bundle of energy. You have so much kinetic power that you yourself could actually light a major city for a week. You are always and forever energetically communing with all the energy around you. So what kind of energy do you want to be hanging out with? If you picture energetic waves of frequency, you not only know what a low vibration is, you feel it, right? Because your energy. When you've been affected by what I call the virus of the human condition and circumstance, you sink down in vibration or frequency, and then you're in survival mechanism only. Many people always stay in survival mechanism only. They don't understand that they've been gifted with higher faculties that allow them to reason, to imagine, and to choose how they want to live their lives. But you can choose. You don't have to be caught up in it. You have every ability to take that power back where it belongs. You are the power, and you are in tune and in flow with an inexhaustible good. An inexhaustible good. You always have this direct connection to this powerful energetic source that's just flowing to and through you. It never goes away from you, but you can separate yourself from it. You can feel yourself sinking to that lower vibration even before you put words to it. But when you're able to pull your attention from the external world, when you begin to have an appreciation of the good that is everywhere, of the infinite opportunity that is everywhere, it's like you're plugging yourself back in again to source energy. And when you're back in that space, you know it, right? You know it. And then you begin to choose differently. So I want to talk for a moment about how you can consciously choose what you give your attention to. This is what Napoleon Hill referred to as autosuggestion in his book, Think and Grow Rich. So this theory has been around since 1937, and it's time we started paying attention to it. See, most people, they live from their senses. It's how we collect our information about the external world around us, right? You can see, hear, smell, taste, touch, right? So you're collecting all of this information, and we clearly need this for our journey in our world, right? But it doesn't mean that you have to blindly accept what you're seeing and what you're hearing. So there are two parts to your mind. I'm sure you all know this. You have a conscious mind and you have a subconscious. Your senses pick up information and feed it into your conscious mind. We can pick up other people's thoughts. We can make our own thoughts. So see, at this point, you have the ability to consciously choose to accept or reject any thought, even a thought that you come up with in your own mind. The conscious mind is our educated mind. It's where your intellect resides, okay? This is where your choices are made as to how you're going to live your life. When we choose, we're living from the inside out. But most people are living through their senses. They're living from the outside in. 90% of the world's population, they look at their bank account to determine if they can afford something. They listen to the news. They pick up the paper and they hear, recession is coming. The crash is coming. Layoffs are going to happen in an even bigger way. Be very afraid of the monkeypox coming in. And they act or actually react, and they get sucked down into it. They get caught up in what their neighbors are saying, or what the people in the coffee line are kibitzing about, or what the people on the news are saying. And they accept these ideas as truth for themselves. Whenever you accept an idea or a thought as truth for you, that thought is fed into your subconscious mind. No thought, whether it is positive or negative, can enter the subconscious mind without the suggestion first from the conscious mind. Every idea that reaches your subconscious mind started as a suggestion that came through your conscious mind. Okay? Now remember, your conscious mind can accept or reject. Subconscious mind, no ability to accept or reject. It simply takes the idea like a big blue Aladdin genie and turns it into reality in your life. This is how paradigms are formed. You've probably heard about paradigms. They are a multitude of habits that are fixed in your subconscious mind. And it's this eventual programming that controls us and controls the results in our lives. So given that we have all the ability to choose, and given that we are directly connected to pure source energy, with the ability to create anything we choose, how about we start originating powerful, positive ideas instead? How about we feed those into our subconscious mind with purpose? This is what we call autosuggestion. It's giving a suggestion from yourself to yourself. You want to make sure that you're giving the right directive to this universal part of you. Everything originates in the subconscious mind. Every personal result in your life is a result that was directed from your subconscious mind. So if you think about it, a lot of the things you think are causing your results, they're not causing your results. It's inside. It's inside. I love what Bob Proctor said once. He said, it's never her. It's never him. It's never them. It's never the economy. It's the suggestions that are being fed into that powerhouse, your subconscious mind. So you've got all this chaos going on around you, all these opinions and headlines. And as you see them float across your view, I want you to ask yourself these two questions. Number one, would this idea serve me? Would this idea serve me? Number 2, is it helping me move in the direction I want to move? Will this idea serve me? Is it helping me move in the direction I want to move? Is it helping me build the business I want? Is it helping me create the lifestyle for myself and my family that I want? Is it helping me send my kids to the schools that I really want to send them to? Is it helping me write that book to help change the world? Is it helping me? If it doesn't, why would you accept it? What if your best friend said, I tried it, it didn't work? What if you read it on the breaking news headlines on your phone? Would you let that determine the path of your life? Is that idea going to serve me? You can choose how you wish to live your life. No one can cause you to think something you don't want to think. We choose. We choose. It's what makes us different from all the animals and the plant kingdom. We have the ability to choose. So you determine through your consciousness and the power of your attention and focus, your particular experience. You determine your experience. Now, you may not be able to determine all the phenomena that's rolling around in the human experience, the ups and downs, the economic cycles, the Dow Jones, the interest rates, the cost of fuel, what Pelosi is doing in Taiwan, things of that particular nature, but you can determine how you will experience them. And if you get caught up in it, you'll make the wrong choice. You'll choose in the wrong direction. You have the ability to decide if you're going to internalize all that chaos going on out there, or are you going to turn your attention, are you going to turn your thought to a better idea, a better action that feeds your soul, that realigns your power and your energy with that pure source energy that is always available to you, always running to and through you, no matter what. So if you find yourself being drawn into worry and doubt and fear and anger, remind yourself that you can choose. You can choose. You can choose your vibration, and you can shift it instantly. And it can be so easy, it sounds ridiculous, but you can simply think of something that you're grateful for, something that you appreciate, and that is the fastest interrupter to worry, doubt, fear, and anger ever. So when you're feeling it all kind of close in around you, the fastest thing you can do is grab a thought of gratitude. Tell yourself what you appreciate about you. When was the last time you got in the shower and as you were soaping every part of your body, you thanked every part of your body? Find something in your view that you can immediately appreciate. Throw on one of your favorite upbeat songs. Think of a recent event where a person or a friend showed you kindness. I mean, if you're standing in a coffee shop, decide immediately that you're going to pay for the next person's coffee. It's all about doing something that simply makes you feel better. I know. It sounds crazy and it's so simple, right? But the goal here is to pull up from that nosedive by thinking something better, by feeling something better. And once you get into that space, then you begin bumping your way back to your power, back to that power, the pure source energy that resides within you. Do you get that? I love how Reverend Michael Beckwith once put it. When you hold the space of gratitude and appreciation, you'll begin to see opportunities that are always around you that were previously covered up by your complaining and your blaming and your being a victim to circumstance and situation. You have the ability to set yourself free through the power of your mind and through the power of your attention. You have everything you need within you. You just need to align yourself with it. Be aware that you're in tune with an inexhaustible good, that your identity is in harmony and in flow with this good. Like, think, how would your day change today, right after this event, if you gave your attention to two things? First, as other people's ideas and reactions loft into your awareness, ask yourself, does this idea serve me? Is it helping me move in the direction I want to move? And the second thing to ask yourself, what energy am I circulating right now? You have the power. You can choose to be tapped in, turned on, to how you want to live your life, how you choose to reveal your talents. I adapted a short mantra from Reverend Michael Beckwith. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's just a lovely, lovely presence on this planet. And I'm going to share it here with you. He taught a sermon years ago, and I continue to have this mantra in my mind. And I'm going to share it with you. And if you want to, right here, you can repeat it after me, because I think you're all muted, right? So you don't have to worry about sounding it out loud on this thing. Repeat after me. I am a miracle.
I am a miracle.
I am a one-of-a-kind, unrepeatable miracle.
I am a one-of-a-kind, unrepeatable miracle.
I am tapped in to the inexhaustible.
I'm tapped into
It
the
never
infinite.
runs out. It never runs dry.
It never runs out. It never runs dry.
It is revealed through my living.
It's through my living.
For me, it makes all the difference when I start that day. When I say that mantra every day, when I run into a situation that is so stressful or people around me are so stressed, I remind myself of that simple mantra. And it is so powerful for me. It's so helpful for me. And that's what I want to leave with you today. Short 10 minutes. I hope that this helps enormously. I hope it helps a little bit. But that's all I really wanted to share with you today, because I just felt it was so important to really move you in this direction. So I'm going to turn it back over to our hosts now.
Oh my
Thank you.
goodness.
Oh,
Thank you.
Diane.
Oh my goodness, Judy. Yes, Judy and I've had the privilege of meeting Bob Proctor. But I was really very eager to meet one of the writers for him. And Diane, you stole my heart. And you're full of gratitude and full of, the words. I'm speechless right now. Thank you, my friend. And I think everybody, can you show your love for Diane?
Yes, with C's in the chat or waves on
Or
your
wave
arms,
and just
please.
show how much we appreciate her joining our community and making our lives so much more enricher. Yes, Judy, anybody in the audience wants to ask a question, please go ahead. Mark?
Well,
Oh,
lots of,
Amanat was fabulous. I love it. Thank you,
Yes.
Amanat. You could see the energy. I can see that. Yes, Mark, go ahead, sir.
I just had a question, Diane. First of all, thank you very much. I enjoyed hearing that. When you're in the midst of for lack of a better word, call it a dire situation, where it's taking every ounce of your being not to think in the wrong way, how can you encounter that? It's kind of like swimming through treacle. I mean, is it just a continuous repetition of a positive thought or of a gratitude thought, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's interesting because I've been going through a really stressful move. It's the most stressful thing I've been through in my life in the last month. It is really crazy. And, what works for me is reminding myself that I do have the power to choose. I do have the power to choose. And the greatest thing I can do to pull myself up is to treat somebody else with kindness and respect and integrity. So I'm working with a whole bunch of contractors trying to get an investment home. I'm working with movers who had my stuff in LA for 5 weeks and no one could even find where it was. And no one could get a truck up to me, and the key is to come at them with that source power energy of treating them with respect and integrity as if they're the most important person on earth. And when I go out and treat people as if they're the most important person on earth, they respond in such an amazing, kind way. So if you're in a situation with people or businesses or this or that, remember, we are all energetically connected, and how we treat each other energetically is the key to moving us all out of that low vibration. And so I first treat myself well and remind myself how much power I have, how much opportunity I have by looking at this situation from a different vantage point. And by then treating the people who are involved in it as if you are so grateful, and treating them like, imagine if someone came to you in the middle of something and they were so kind and so loving and had so much integrity and wanted to help, it changes the whole frequency of the thing. One of the books that I have my students reading, my clients reading right now is U Squared by Price Pritchett. It's a great book because it teaches you how to stop bashing yourself like a fly against a window and how to turn around and see the open door that way. Because every time you've got a challenge, there's an opposite, polar opposite opportunity. Every time there's a challenge, polar opposite opportunity. And the bigger the challenge, the bigger the opportunity. So keep that in mind as you're dealing with the dire circumstance. The other thing I would be careful to do is to not call it dire. I would give it another name. I would say something like, I'm in a really interesting circumstance right now. I would come up with something funny. I'm in a really entertaining circumstance right now. And that alone changes you from saying dire, It was like the guy on the news the other day who said, be very afraid. And he was serious. He wasn't even joking, So try to watch what vocabulary is in your mind and how you're explaining it to other people at the same time.
Awesome. Diane,
Thank
I
you,
just
Diane.
love how you say that is to change the wording. My husband and I have something we say anytime that we have a negative situation, we just look at each other and say, wow, we've got such an opportunity here.
That is absolutely right.
I love it,
It's
Julie.
the law of
I'm
polarity.
going to use
Every
it on my
time you
husband
have
today.
something bad, something good is on the other side.
Exactly,
it.
exactly. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, right? Well, thank you so much, Diane. We appreciate it. And if you don't mind people connecting with you, please put your contact information in the chat also, so that if there's any additional questions, I know we have a lot, but we really want to honor everyone's time so they get a chance to
Mhm.
speak to each other also.